that there are 69,000 job postings on the site at this moment. That climbs and declines at different times throughout the year. And I'm actually going to do some of my presentation through our training site because I don't want to actually be posting any job postings on our website at the moment. So just to let you know, when I'm on this site, there's actually only 42,000 job postings. So just letting you know ahead of time, I'll be going back and forth between both sites. And now I'm going to open up our Prezi and kind of talk a little bit about my talent. MITalent.org replaced the Michigan Talent Bank in October of 2012. And what happens with MyTalent.org is there's a bunch of regular updates and improvements. I would say about every 3 months there are usually updates and improvements to the site. We're going to actually go through some of the updates and improvements from the January release. And there's actually some really cool and neat features that's happened since then. So we'll be able to go and do a deep dive into those. There's a connection with the unemployment insurance system, and there's innovative features for employers to mass email talent pool by skill set, geographic interest, educational background, and different experience levels to promote job openings. The different users of MITalent.org, we have talent, employers, Michigan Works Agencies, workforce development agencies, universities and community colleges, intermediate school districts, and local economic development organizations. Today's agenda and what we're going to go over, we're going to do a brief deep dive into the job seeker dashboard and look at how a job seeker has their profile on MITalent.org and how they can perform some of their searches for different job postings and how they have things set up on their side in their workspace, and also again go into a deep dive of the employer dashboard, how to post jobs, perform candidate searches, and go over some of the newest updates and features to the website. First thing you would do with creating a new account, you'd go right up to where I clicked on sign in, and this is the same for employers and job seekers. They would go to this create an account, and you can either, once you click on that, it says create job seeker account or employer. Obviously in this case you would click employer, so that's how you would start this process. And for any employer wanting to create an account on MITalent.org, you need an FEIN number, and it takes about 24 hours to 48 hours to go through the screening process and things like that through Lara to make sure everything's set up and you qualify and meet the requirements for the website. But it's of no additional charge for employers to post jobs and perform candidate searches on the website. And so here we are. We're going to go right into the website right now.
Jessica, we have a request for you to just try to talk a little bit louder for speaker volume.
I will. Thank you. Thank you. I'm increasing the volume a little bit right now as we speak. Is that better, Linda? All right. If you need me to go a little louder, just let me know. I've increased the volume and put the speaker a little closer to my mouth. Here we go. Back to the dashboard. We are here at the very first screen that pops up for once I've already had a profile created on MITalent.org, the job posting feedback. This is for when you've already posted a job and unresolved positions, either the position has expired or you've found candidates and no longer need the job posting active on the site. This first will pop up and ask for if you've filled the position or the number of qualified candidates you received from that job posting. And we need these numbers mainly for our tracking purposes to see how well you are finding the talent you need through the system and if there's further assistance that is needed. I'm going to go kind of skip over this real quick and go to the dashboard. This is the very first screen that you're going to see when you log in as an employer, the employer dashboard. Here you can see I have active jobs, inactive jobs, and draft jobs. those are your main things that you're going to look at. And you can see here with the job code number, the organization name, job title, approval date, expire date, these views, clicks, and saves. I'm going to show you what those look like on another screen, but it pretty much gives you the activity of your job posting, that how it's doing through the site. And if you're having low activity and things like that, there's ways we can show you how to improve that and what escalations can come from that. So I'm going to show you what one of those postings look like. So here would be what a view would look like. This means someone has actually clicked on the job posting and opened this screen here, and you can see all of that information. A click would be when a job seeker goes down here on the how to apply and clicks on that to normally they'd be applying right now to that job posting, or have to go to another link to apply for that job. And I'll show you the save portion when we log in as the job seeker here, which we will do here shortly. So like I said, you can see here how the activity is for your job postings. Right here is where you would go down to post a job. And this is basic to any other job postings for other websites that you're using, but here you can get the gist of the information. You'd put the organization, website, city, state, zip code. Down here, the career categories and types. You need to at least have one career category and type for every job posting. The reason for this is because this is our way of being able to determine skill gaps, depending on what the need from employers and what they're looking for, and the talent that we have coming into the system and looking for different jobs. So you would click on a career category and type depending on what your job posting is. And you can click right up here in this little corner here. It gives you a list of all of the different career categories and types as well, if you need to look at those there. And then you would put in the job title and position description, things like that. I'm actually, because I'm in the live site, I'm going to go back here and open a job posting, and we'll just go through it here. So this is all the same information I was just showing you on that front page, with the career category and type, and then the job description. You would choose the education level and the job level, depending on what it is you're looking for. Down here with the job characteristics, there is a wide range of different characteristics you can be willing to, that you're looking for in the talent, and what you're looking for. So it's a range from full-time, part-time. Down here at the bottom, here are a few new ones that we have with startup, people with disabilities, older worker, returning citizens, formerly in prison, and Michigan-based international talent. So those are just some different job characteristics that you can select. And then this down here, the how to apply, you'd put in your information on how to apply for that job posting. So one of the new features from the January release, which I'll also touch upon once we get into all of the new features, but this allow job seekers to also respond through the system. This is in the Michigan Talent Bank, we had a way to apply with a apply now button that you could click on, and it would directly email to, or send to an email, the resume and cover letter and whatever information that job seeker had right away. Then they could apply directly to that job posting right then and there. So that you would be able to select that and allow candidates to apply now, putting an email address right in there. And like I said, it would go directly to that email with all of the information for that job posting. And then a job expiration date. It is a max of 30 days for the job posting. So you would just put that for whatever date that you're going to be posting that job, and 30 days after that job posting. All right, here we go. We're going to go back up here. I'm going to go into the training site just so we can log in real quick here. Here we go. Again, I'm back at that job posting feedback portion. We're going to go back over to our dashboard. And then now I'm going to go into the candidate search. This is probably the most important and best feature of the site and being able to perform these candidate searches, because you'll be able to search through over 200,000 job seeker profiles on mitalent.org. So you can search, there's different things you can search by. You can search by career or a keyword with at least one of these words, keyword with the exact phrase, or through the career categories and types. The more criteria you put into each search, you're going to have obviously less people show up in the system because of all of the criteria you've put in. You're narrowing down your search. So I always start when I do my first search, I always have a more broad search and then start narrowing it down depending on what exactly I'm looking for. So I'm gonna show you what the keyword searches here will come up. We're gonna do Java, HTML, SQL. And I'm from the Jackson area, so we're gonna put in Jackson in for the city and then select a radius. You can also, the different things for when you perform a candidate search. You can put in the career categories and types, which we'll go through on another search. You can search only for veterans. You can search by location preference with one of the different regions, and you can always click on this map to get a bigger view of the different regions and different areas and their numbers. Or you can search by city or zip code and then a radius of that city or zip code. And then also the other features you can search by are the minimum education level required. You can search by a new feature we'll discuss even further is the recent feature college graduate. You can search by a specific university if you'd like, and also the major and their month, and also the year here for the college and recent feature college grads. And if you're looking for available part-time, if you're looking for full-time and part-time positions, things like that, you can also put in that checkbox, and also the different job level. So we're going to do Jackson with a radius of 25 miles in entry level and experienced, and see what we come up with here. So with just that amount, and again, let me just let you know that we are in the training website, so there's not nearly as many profiles on this website as there is on the live site. So when we did that search, 16 candidates came up from the criteria I put in my search. So you're going to see as we scroll down a little bit here that highlighted in yellow are different words that I had put in for the keywords, and that's SQL and HTML. You'll see those highlighted. So what's going to funnel from the very top, it's going to be, we have selected relevance from what my search is. So like, as you can see, you can either choose relevance, education, and last login date. So the person who's at the top is going to have the most criteria for what I've been searching for. You'll also see here, it'll have their career categories and types and different skill levels here. The download a resume, you can look at their different resumes, see about their education and things like that. Their last login date, that's very important to see if they're a very active job seeker and are getting into their account and logging in and being active and looking for different jobs. This person has their LinkedIn profile connected to their job seeker profile. So like I said, as you scroll down, you're going to see you're going to have less of your search criteria based on what you put into your search function here. Okay. I'm going to just show you real quick once I've opened a resume. And I've opened it on my other screen, but I just want to show you what happens when you hit refresh here. What comes up on your screen once you've looked at that individual's resume. And we're waiting for just a minute. You see, so we have some good questions going on in the box here. Thank you, Michelle, for assisting, and Lisa as well. Okay, so once you've refreshed your page, you'll see that there's a little eyeball over here. That means that we've looked at Justin's resume. We've opened that and taken a look at that, so we know that we've looked at that individual's information. And the only way to clear that is when you clear the cookie on your computer. So just so you know, for future reference when you're doing searches, you'll be able to know that you've looked at that individual. And right now I'm scrolling down to see if the type of individuals I'm looking for are going to pop up here. So let's go in and do another candidate search by the career category and type. The other thing you can put in here, a new feature that was added not too long ago, was being able to search by certificates, license, and credentials. So you can put that up here in the keywords. And I am going to search, we can search for creative writing. Put in a zip code down here. I'm putting in the, like I said, I'm from the Jackson area, so I'm going to put in my zip code there. Let's see what populates from here. 4 candidates have populated from that search that have put a career category and type as communications, marketing, and sales. Creative writing was somewhere in their profile, either with a certificate, license, or credential, or with a career type. So as you can see, these individuals have those criteria in their profile. Here at Karen's profile, you see this little check mark on the envelope. This means that we have emailed, that I have sent an email to this individual, that I have gone up here. This was the next portion I was going to show everyone, is you can select this button here once you have selected on the checkbox here, you can select to email the candidate. And you can email all of the people that are on this list here as you scroll down, all 4 candidates, or you can select one depending on which ones you're looking at. Or you can put whatever details in here. A populated template is already set up for you, but you can put as much detail into this email as you'd like. And like I said, once you've sent that email, a little check box will come up right here next to that envelope. All right. I'm going to also do this and search for only veterans because I want to show you what that looks like when you've done a search and a veteran has put on their profile that they are veteran status. You see the American flag symbol here. This means this person is a veteran, and so you'll have that information that populates right away. Also, when we are in the posting a job, once you have posted that job, the first 24 hours is only viewable to veterans because of the federal mandate. And so that first 24 hours is only public for veterans. After that 24 hours, it's viewable to every user on My Talent. But that first 24 hours, again, is viewable for veterans. So now I'm going to quickly take you over into the job seeker profile, just give you a view of what their profile looks like and things like that, and see how they would be searching for different jobs, so you know kind of based on their searches what maybe you can put into your profile to attract job seekers to your posting. I apologize, I've changed my password quite a few times on here, so can't always keep track of those. So here is just like when we were in the employer side, the dashboard. This is what the dashboard looks like for a job seeker. We are now in the workspace of a job seeker. You can see here there's saved jobs. What job seekers can do when they've created a profile is they can go through and search through different jobs throughout the whole system. And if they've been looking and they find a couple of jobs that they're really interested in, but they just don't have the time at that moment to apply right then and there, they can save this job to apply at a later date if they need to and want to. So you can see here, it'll give you the job title, it'll give you this date saved, and also the expiration date and what the employer name is. And so here you can also put in the status if you've applied for the job. You can put in the date that you've applied and any other information that you want to put in this little box of notes for that job posting. You can do searches for jobs. We'll do a quick search. This is what would populate when you do a search here. So we're going to do, we'll put in the zip code again for the Jackson area and 25 miles, and I'm going to search for communications, marketing, and sales. So here populates a whole 9 jobs that with that search, and again, like I said, this is the training site, so there are not as many job postings on the site as there are live on the website. But in the 25-mile radius of Jackson, posted within the last month for marketing, communications, marketing, and sales with a marketing management career type. So anything that is populated here on this search has to do with those criterias. So you're going to see, let's click on one here and see what this one looks like. And over here in this job tools is where you can save that job posting. So I'm going to save it right now just because I'm going to show you when we go back to the other site what that looks like. So we've decided I'm going to apply for this job, but I don't have the time to apply right now, and I'm going to apply at a different time. So we're going to go back here to our workspace. And you'll see down here that I've saved this job, the marketing assistant job, and so I know all the details of this information. One thing that will happen too with these saved jobs, if a job has expired, when you just log in and do a search for that, you will not be able to find that job posting because it has expired. But if you have that job posting saved here on your saved jobs, you can open that job posting and it'll let you know that that job has expired. But you no longer can apply for it, but you have that information there if you need to contact the employer or something like that. But that job posting, the only way you're able to see that is if it's in your saved jobs. You can also do a saved searches, and I'll show you again when we jump back onto the employer side what that looks like. But as candidates, you can do save searches, search criteria. So if you're being a very active user and you're coming in here and you're doing searches all the time and you don't want to keep populating this field over here with different information that you're searching on in the search criteria, you can actually save a specific search criteria that you've populated before. So you'll see here the zip code, radius, I've put in education required, the career categories and types. So I have all of that information there and can always come back to that because that's a saved search. All right, and for resumes, you can upload up to 3 resumes on the system. One needs to be your primary resume that will be on here at all times. You can have up to 30 documents uploaded. That can be transcripts, cover letters, letters of recommendations, all kinds of different documents on the website. Here, you can upload, and you can also build the resumes or build the other documents. You can build them right from this site. I like to upload them mostly because of just it's easier to upload for my purposes, but job seekers can do either one. The other neat thing down here is this resume viewed and appeared in searches. So this is the job seeker's way of knowing their activity on the site. They can know if their resume is being viewed a lot or if they're appearing in searches and things like that. So that number will fluctuate depending on how visible and how much information they have on the site. So I'm going to go in here and really quickly show you what their actual profile looks when they create this here. So the things that based on when you as employers do searches throughout the website, you're going to be doing searches based on the skills that job seekers are putting in their profile, the career categories and types, the job characteristics, the education, things like that. But the main things that they're searched upon are these career categories and types, which for job seekers they want to have as many as possible because this is where they're going to get the most activity from when employers do the searches. They will have the career categories and types to search for, and also for the skills. putting as many skills in each skill box is very important because when you do those keyword searches as employers, you're searching based on those skills that candidates put into their profiles. And this is highly important because, like I said, this is where that activity comes into play. How much activity is going to generate from your profile, and how much employers are looking at candidates' resumes and things like that, and the skills that are put on that profile. Here you can see where a veteran would check if they are a veteran or if they allow employers to see their veteran status. And then down here below, you'll see their location preference and by region that job seekers can put in here. This little portion down here is the employer search preference. Not if you don't want the information given to be viewable by or searchable by employers, they can check this box. This is primarily for individuals who are probably might be seeking employment elsewhere and they don't want their current employer to be able to search on here and find their information or things like that. That's more of a silent job seeker who's looking for actively searching for jobs but does not want their profile shared to employers. I'm going to go back here to this workspace. I think that's about it that I wanted to show you on the job seeker profile. The one other thing for a job seeker, their profile after 90 days will become inactive if they have not signed in. So that means their profile would not be searchable by an employer. An employer, if when you do a search, so if a job seeker is not logged into the last 90 days, their profile will not come up based on that search because of their inactivity with the site. How they can get back and log in is by contacting their local Michigan Works agency to activate their accounts. All right, I'm going to jump back over here and we're going to go back into the employer side here. So back into this candidate search again, like I just explained about how they put in, a job seeker will put in for the keywords into their searches. Again, I just want to show you different, I want to actually show you how those searches come up again in this portion here. So we're going to do keyword with exact phrase. So let's do project manager here. And we're just going to do a search because I know there hasn't been as many job postings. Okay, so 134 candidates have pulled up from the system with the information with exact phrase project manager in the search. This means, so this individual at the very top, you can see in their information every time there's project manager within their profile. So they put in the career types and top skills project manager. You can see where this skills portion of a job seeker's profile are highly important for employers to be able to search based on those criteria. If we were to put project manager in the keyword with at least one of these phrases, one of these words, you'll see here what comes up when we refine this search. And it won't necessarily mean project manager. It might just search on manager or project. So to show you what that looks like right here, for this person has skills with MS Office, MS Project Outlook, and Program Manager, things like that. So it just depends on exactly what you're looking for when you're doing a search. You can base it all on this criteria here. And you'll see down here again, this Earl is a veteran, and you can see all of that information here in their veteran status here, highlighted in blue. Okay. One of the other things as an employer, what you can do is bulk upload and post jobs. So I wanted to show you that briefly and show you the different job postings for when you do bulk uploads. You can have all of this information. Here is my dashboard, employer dashboard. So I have all of it right here and I can select all of these and activate them and repost them while they're right here. So it's just having, if you're doing a lot of postings and want all of that information right on this page here, you have it right here displayed and you can do what you need with it, whether it's activating jobs, reposting, deactivating postings, things like that. Another thing we'll talk about is this report refusal of work. This is for if you found that you found a candidate, you've emailed them, you've reached out to them, you think they're qualified for a position, and you either hear nothing from that job seeker, or if you've actually corresponded with this job seeker and you've set up for an interview, things like that, and they don't show up. This is where you can report the refusal of work, and it goes to the UIA office for them to determine if this was for an unemployment reason or need, and they can do that investigation. So you can see down here, you'd have to put in the job title, the rate of pay, that information, the job seeker's name, and you can the outcome of the job offer. If they just didn't report for an interview, did not accept the job offer, they didn't report for work, sometimes that has happened, and you can report that, and that'll go do an audit through the UIA. Other resources, kind of going into here, and we'll touch upon this actual virtual career fair here in our next portion. Here, actually, I'm going to skip over to my presentation because I want to talk about the career fair. Here we go. So the virtual career fair, this is a completely online career event where job seekers and employers can interact in a live 3D virtual event. We actually just had one yesterday, and that was the largest to date. We had over 33 employers, over 320 jobs, and over 4,000 job seekers participate in this event. It was an amazing event. It's where job seekers can sit at home and be online and be able to interact with employers right there in like a live chat room. They can ask all kinds of questions. They can apply for jobs right there on the spot. They can employers can have actual set up interviews during this time. During the virtual event, the job seekers will have their resume posted on the site, on their profile during this virtual career fair, different things like that. There's all kinds of different resources that are available through the Michigan Virtual Career Fair, but it's just a great way to connect people where if you just don't have the time or the resources to do it all in person, but to also reach a very broad uh, spectrum of individuals for talent. The next virtual career fair will be on Wednesday, May 21st, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you're interested, we'll give you our contact information that you can get at the end of this presentation. I'm going to jump back over to the live site real quick just to kind of talk about a few of these different portions that are on the main site here. This newsletter, this is a great resource for not only job seekers but employers as well. The job seeker newsletter goes out to, both newsletters goes out to 600,000 subscribers bi-weekly. So the job seeker newsletter, it'll have information about up and coming opportunities that are great, some different highlighted employers, different resources for resume review, things like that. There's going to be all different kinds of career events that are posted in this newsletter for job seekers. We have a veteran newsletter that goes out as well about opportunities for veterans. And then the employer newsletter, we'll take a look right now at this current issue. But this highlights, we have different opportunities that are highlighted. Top talent in Michigan, you can see that this event or this individual, there's individuals that are highlighted in the actual newsletter, so you can see their information, and if you're interested in this individual, you can contact our office and get more contact information and background on that individual. There's different programs you can learn about, Matt Squared, and different things on this newsletter that you can receive. Different training opportunities and career events are here. That's what the newsletter looks like, and you can sign up to that right away if you want, right by clicking up here at that newsletter button here at the top. The career events portion, this is that career events calendar. So you're going to see all of our different events here. You're going to see the career fair that we just had yesterday. You're going to see different up and coming events. There's a Michigan Shifting Gears webinar coming up, different career fairs and different professional events and things like that. If you have a request and want that to something to be put onto this website and to be put on this career events calendar, you can just go to the contact us at the top of the screen and request that your information be put on our main website, and that'll go in review. So I believe for now that is all I have regarding mitalent.org. So I am going to take a look right now at some of the questions, if anyone has any. I see some interaction going on right now, but I thank everyone for being on the presentation, and as a few parting words, I want to talk about this portion that I skipped over real quick when I was talking about the virtual career fair. So if you have any additional questions, please contact talentassist@michigan.org, and we can assist you with any opportunities that anything you're needing help with. As employers, one of the assistance that our team can provide, myself and Michelle and some others on our team can provide, is a talent search assistance. And what we can do is, if you're struggling to find candidates, you can email us at, again, talentassist@michigan.org, and we'll do a deep dive search for the talent that you're looking for through the system and through other databases that we have available that we've found individuals at career fairs and things like that, and we'll provide you with some resumes of individuals that we think meet the criteria of your job posting. We'll also promote your positions through the Pure Michigan Talent Connect newsletter that again goes out to over 600,000 subscribers. We'll also promote your job through our social media sites, through Facebook and Twitter. And we've actually had a lot of success with those, especially we had one individual actually find the job that he is at currently through Twitter. So that's another way we'll promote your job posting. Also, the featured jobs, which I'll show you when we get back to this main site, that will feature your job in our featured jobs homepage. So that means I can scroll right over there. I'll bring this screen back up so everyone can see the email address again, but just so you can see where that featured jobs portion is on the main site here. You'll see right down here that featured jobs, and you'd be able to click on all of these, and your job posting would be depending on what category it falls under on this page here. So that is all I have for everyone. I appreciate
Jessica,
you
I have a few questions for you actually.
Perfect.
And I think I failed to introduce myself at the beginning of this cast. I'm sorry, folks. I'm Lisa Parker, Director of Alumni Career and Business Services for Michigan State. And I remember when you guys were getting ready to launch this site, and the goal of it was definitely to make sure that there was an even blend of talent, variety of experience levels, a variety of fields, as well as job opportunities and featured employers, so that if an experienced professional came looking on the site, they would find at least a few things that resonated with them, or if a company came looking on the site, they would find at least a few people that felt like they could potentially fit. What are you guys still doing to kind of keep the buzz going? Because I know in the past, my view of the talent bank, for example, was that it was primarily the tool for the people who were coming in through Michigan Works, and people who weren't necessarily part of the system may or may not have been really getting on the site, where this is pretty much wide open, right, for people who want to jump on to put a need out there, or to build a profile as a job seeker.
Correct. Great. That's a great question, Lisa. I appreciate that. Yes, when the Michigan Talent Bank, why with the revamp with mytalent.org, we wanted to create that idea that it wasn't just for people with the unemployment and working through the Michigan Works with the unemployment agency and things like that. So by word of mouth, going to career events and things like that, and virtual career fairs, all these different avenues that we're going to really promote the site as a place to find job opportunities throughout the state of Michigan, ranging from all different types of opportunities. Not and it is job seekers, any and every type of job seeker can be on the site. So we really have definitely gone to different career fairs and promoted creating profiles on the site and doing their searches that way. So it's not just towards one type of job seeker. It's towards every kind of job seeker that could be wanting an opportunity here in Michigan or to come back to Michigan. So it's like I said, it's by word of mouth and different opportunities that we've been able to go to really promote the site as a way to connect with Michigan employers.
Well, and from an economic development standpoint, I think all of us agree that we want people to realize that, Michigan is a place to return to stay in. We want businesses to come here. We want talent to come back here. We want talent to be interested in the companies who are here. And if I understood it correctly, in the beginning, part of this initiative was to have this site not only be a way for employers and talent to interact, but for people to look from like that bird's eye view and get an idea of the type of talent that's in Michigan. Maybe they're thinking about moving and they want to see who's on Talent Connect, or maybe they are employers wanting to see the level of businesses that are here, or they're trying to let college students, even before they're actively looking for a job, to be able to look and see what types of professional opportunities are being promoted in the state for those who are 5 and 10 years out, if they're wondering what their future would be if they stayed here. So do you feel like businesses are really getting the message on how this isn't just a tool for posting a job, but it can also be a tool for helping them demonstrate the economic health of the state?
Oh, definitely, definitely. And one thing I can actually show you, I'm going to go back into this main screen, is this other resources. Um, when you, let me click in here and get back in as an employer. But the other resources and different programs and things, initiatives that are going on in and around the state that employers can participate in or learn about. This other resources is such a great tool for them to use and utilize and see the different things going on around the state. So one second here, I'm going to log in and show you this other resources portion as well. Waiting just a minute.
I'm doing my best to ignore these U of M colors on the website, Jessica. We're actually working right now to potentially have a customized portal for Michigan State with the Talent Connect, and I think that's exciting that you guys are working on that.
Yes, yes, that would be something that we're hoping might happen in the future. So stay tuned for that. But like I said, again, here are the different programs and initiatives that are going on throughout the state that you can look at. The Employer Internship Toolkit, that's a great resource with Prima Civitas and learning about what they're doing and how they can help with internships and in getting the right talent for internships and things like that. There's all different kinds of information here. Global talent, the GTRI, things like that. You can learn about international students and how to work with employers who might be interested in working with international students, things like that. There's all different kinds of opportunities for employers that isn't just specifically for posting jobs or for searching for candidates. There's all these different other information available to them. And also down here, this Pure Michigan Business Connect is a huge thing we'd like to promote as well that can help business-to-business networking for different employers throughout the state of Michigan. And that's another initiative that's coordinated by the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. But all of this information can be found right here on the other resources. And I think Cynthia actually mentioned down there at the bottom, the Employer Toolkit will be added to the other resources coming soon. So stay tuned, everyone.
That's nice. I didn't know about the Business Connect. I would like to add from the alumni angle for Michigan State, and I'll plot my contact information in the chat area pretty soon. So as the Director of Alumni Career and Business Services, I'm usually the gatekeeper where companies will reach out to me and say, well, how can I find this type of individual? And I talk a lot about the LinkedIn alumni tool, but I also talk about my My Talent, because we have the link to this site on our website at alumni.msu.edu, because the tool that we use primarily for undergraduate, which you may have experienced that if you're hopefully recruiting Spartan talent, is My Spartan Career. Rightfully so, for undergrads, it puts the emphasis on the degree that they're graduating with, and of course when we're looking at alumni, degree doesn't always tell the right story. Like, I'm originally a clinical laboratory scientist, which is biology, chemistry, and math, from 20 years ago, but now I'm working more in a business arena because of a long story I'm not going to tell here. But that everybody's kind of got a long story when they graduate. So how do you see employers using this tool to even change their strategy? Because it is different when you're trying to recruit a new graduate versus recruit somebody who's been out in the real world for 20 years and has this mishmash of skills, to break form from that knee-jerk reaction to look at, well, what's their major, and kind of professional purity.
Oh, definitely. There's been a big emphasis on trying to determine what kind of talent you're looking for. But with dealing with college students and recent future college grads, again, like that portion I talked about in the training regarding putting in there that they're a student putting in that they're a recent future college graduate. One of the things for employer reasons is because getting that connection has been has been difficult, especially with the generation recently and things like that. Because as soon as they're out of students are out of college, they can't find the jobs right away. So being able to have this on the website and be a tool and a resource for students to 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 search for opportunities here and be noticed through their profile is a huge opportunity. I think it also eliminates some of that portion where students aren't or recent graduates aren't being able to find the opportunities. And another thing that's available for students who are either still in school or going to be graduating soon is the Student Ambassador Program through their universities that they can join and learn about the different opportunities, not only through mitalent.org, but that are going on around their university. But it's just another great resource to be able to connect with employers and to get to eliminate kind of that persona that employers are looking for so much experience, instead of being able to nurture that and find these students who are really, really eager to learn, who may not have that experience but are willing to learn and train for those positions.
And I would just echo, Jessica, that is so important if you're looking for emerging talent coming out of Michigan State University. You definitely want to have some of those relationships you want to start those relationships early on, because some of our engineering talent, for example, they're gone. By the time they're coming into their senior year, they're gone. And so they're not even necessarily looking at a job board their senior year. And so finding those connecting points are valuable. We've been appreciative so far of what MEDC's efforts to attempt to build relationship with talent that left the state of Michigan that's looking to come back, to encourage and nudge employers to interact more online, like the virtual talent fair, to remind people of the importance of in-person connectivity. That's all been extremely valuable, so we appreciate that deeply. We've got about 10 minutes left in our time, but it looks like we're running ahead of schedule. I'm not seeing any new questions hitting chat. If you'd like to get one in real quick, please do so. But I'm going to start closing this out with just a simple thank you to Jessica and your team, Cynthia, Michelle. It was great to have you on board helping with the questions. Our next professional series webcast will be March 13th, and it will be featuring MEDC's walkthrough of the same tool, but from a job seeker's perspective. For the employers who are joining us today, it may be interesting for you to join us on that cast and be a fly on the wall, just to be able to hear and understand some of the questions that job seekers have about what it's like to try to get your attention and what it's like to try to be able to make it clear what they have to offer you. So if you're interested, you are certainly welcome to join that cast. I will put the link in this chat area that that takes you to our professional series webcast. So with that, I am going to close out this cast and say thank you for joining us today. I will leave the chat area and this web room open for the next 15 minutes, so you have time to capture any information from the chat, and I will repost Brenda Haynes' email for those requesting a recording. So thank you, Jessica, for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Okay.